everybody's doing pretty good this morning. Last week of January. What a month it has been. I have a pretty traditional practice planned for us today. Some warm-ups, sun salutations, movement that we're probably pretty familiar with. Let's start in child's pose. So if you want to take your knees a bit apart, big toes together, so you have a little space in between the legs, fold the torso inside and reach your arms out in front. Let the forearms and the hands come down to your yoga mat. Rest the head on the mat or just above the mat. Let your body feel depth of your breath. Literally pressing the inhale to expand belly into the legs, the space in between the legs here. Always good to take notice of how we're stepping into the practice. Find one word, 2 words that might label that for you. And then see how it can change and progress throughout the movement. Couple more just gentle breaths here in child's pose to open. And then take the forearms off of the ground. Keep just your fingertips so that this becomes a more lengthened, little stronger enforcement of child's pose, if you will. From the fingertips, lift forearms, elbows, upper arm bones to the sky. A little hollowing underneath the armpit. Walk both hands over to the right side, far enough that the left side gets a little more reach and stretch than the right. And then come across the center, on over to our second side. Reach from right fingertips back to the right hip. And then come back to your middle. Come up to all fours. Place the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Move in cat and cow. Spine just back and forth here. No wrong way to do this. Just kind of letting yourself move. And that goes for the entire practice. And then from cat and cow, change to downward facing dog. Lengthen your stride a bit, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Continue some opening movement here in down dog. Pedal your feet, shake the head a little bit. Maybe let the hips move side to side, whatever feels nice. Let a couple of exhales out through the mouth. Step the right foot forward to your low lunge. Keep stepping until you make your full stride. Keep the back knee lifted, back leg straight. And take the right hand up, so add the twist. Today, lower the right hand back down, and then place the left knee on the ground. Kick the hips back to straighten the right leg so you get into a little hamstring stretch. Don't overdo it, just nice and gentle here, a couple of breaths. And then re-bend the knee. Take your time to step it back to down dog. And we move into the second side. Step the left foot forward to your lunge. Just like before, take your time, full stride. Back leg lifted. Add the left hand high to the sky. And lower the hand down, lower the right knee to the ground. Hamstrings. So hips go back. Straighten the left leg a bit more. I like to flex the foot and pull the toes off the ground here. Okay, and then make your way again to downward facing dog. Nice deep bend in the knees. Walk your hands backwards to your feet. Stay at the end of your mat. And a bent knee forward fold. Make sure all 10 of your fingers stay on the ground. Let your belly really hang into your thighs here. So your head, shoulders, neck can really relax. Give it a little bit of a shake. And then keeping the fingers on the ground, try to make your legs a little straighter. Lift up through the back of the legs to make that happen. Let's give our half lift a go. Take the hands all the way to your thighs. Make like an L shape in the body. Extend from the hips out to the crown of the head. Legs go mostly straight, but certainly gentle bend behind the knees. And then exhale, forward fold all the way over and down. We're going to do this 2 more times so you have the options to move your hands. So the hands can stay up on the thighs for most ease and support, or go down on the shins here, and then you have a little more range of motion that has to happen, a little more stretch in the hamstrings, I should probably say. Inhale, half lift. Still keep strength in the belly. We're not trying to press back on the shins. And then fold over. And then the last one here is hands again to thighs, to shins, or fingertips stay on the ground. We're still trying to get our legs and our spine as lengthened as before. Inhale, half lift. Ardha Uttanasana. And in Uttanasana is that full fold. Fold it back in. Bring the hands to the hips, point your elbows to the sky, push down into your feet and come all the way up to standing. Okay, welcome everybody. Come on up to the front end of the yoga mat. From your mountain pose, stare straight ahead. And then inhale and lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. So going right into sun salutation A here. Inhale, half lift, so you can pick any of those lines, thighs, shins, or fingertips to ground. And then step back to plank. Nice and slow, lower down to your yoga mat. Use your hands and your feet to help you press down into the mat. Lift your chest up for cobra. And then change to downward facing dog. And that change can always be straight legs through all fours. A lot of times I take a breath in child's pose before I go to down dog, because we get to stay here in down dog a couple of breaths. It doesn't have to be a quick transition. Okay, look to the hands and then make your way forward. A big step, maybe a lot of little steps. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, reach the arms to the sky. Palms together, center of the chest. Always that opportunity in the exhale to check in. And then we go again. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Step back to plank. Lower flat down to your yoga mat. Cobra, peel the chest up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. Steady the breath, steady the pose. Next, inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, palms together, center of the chest. One more exactly like that. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back. Lower flat down to your yoga mat. Inhale, cobra, peel the chest up. Think shoulders up and back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips all the way up and back. Next, inhale, look to your hands. Step or jump to the front end of your yoga mat. And again, inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Stand up, arms to the sky. Palms together, center of the chest. Right into sun salutation B. Bend the knees, sit into your thighs, Utkatasana, chair pose. And then exhale, forward fold over your legs. Inhale, half lift. Step back to plank. If these vinyasas start to get a little too repetitive, just hold plank instead of going with the flow. For those that it still works, another cobra here. And then down dog. Step your right foot in between your hands for a lunge and spin your back heel flat down. Turn your back toes in towards the front corner of the mat for warrior one. Come upright in the torso, hips mostly square to the front. Lift the arms overhead with the shoulders square to the front. And then lower the hands back down. Go back to plank. Again, hold plank or lower to the mat. Cobra and down dog. And then second side, left foot forward, right heel down. Foundation set, then come upright in the torso and lift the arms. Lower the hands down, step back to plank. Hold or continue vinyasa flow, lowering down. Peel the chest up in cobra. And down dog, everybody, downward facing dog. Look in between your hands and step or jump to the front end of the yoga mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose, bend the knees, sit into your thighs, extend the arms. Stand all the way up. Palms together, center of the chest. 2 more rounds in Surya Namaskar B. Bend the knees, sit into your thighs. Exhale, forward fold. This movement meant to warm up the body, but also a bit of a meditative state through the movement. Inhale, half lift. Step back to plank. Lower it down. Peel the chest up. And do dog pose. Start to put some of the pieces of warrior one all together. Step forward, place the legs, and lift torso and arms up. Lower the hands, step back. Hover right above the mat. Slip into cobra or up dog, down dog. Second side, as you step left foot forward, back heel down, lift up, arms and torso together. Lower the hands, step back, lower down, all kind of coming in together. Cobra, up dog, down dog. Cobra itself meant to keep increasing the back bend shape. Up dog, a little more of a strengthening pose in arms and through the torso. Look forward in between the hands and step or jump. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Chair pose. Stand up, palms together, center the chest. And then one more time this morning, chair pose. Fold over. Inhale, half lift. Step back to plank. So as I'm practicing and moving through, do I choose cobra or up dog? Usually has a little bit to do with what else is happening. Am I looking for the flexibility that day? I'm gonna choose cobra every time. Am I trying to harness that greater strength? I'll go for up dog, that sort of thing. Okay, here we are. Right foot forward, warrior one. Lower the hands, step back, go through the vinyasa. Second side, step the left foot forward, right heel down, come upright. Lower the hands, step back. Last chaturanga right there, into cobra to down dog. Look to the hands, step or jump forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Utkatasana, last chair pose. Stand, bring the palms together, center of the chest. Take a little check-in. Do you remember the one or two words that kind of matched how you were feeling in that very first child's pose of class? Are they still with you here? Are things starting to change, open, maybe add a word? And as you're ready, open the eyes back up and reach the arms up to the sky. Take your right foot along your left leg for good old tree pose, Vrksasana. Push the foot into the leg, leg into the foot. Reach the arms overhead. Keep pointing the knee more out to the side, the toes more down to the floor to help the hip opening of that lifted leg as well. Nice and steady there, yogis. Arms down, leg down. Second side, place your left foot onto your right leg. And you get to choose the height, anywhere above or below the knee. If arms overhead makes you a little wobbly today, you could always take them lower. You get to choose. Okay, lower the arms, lower the leg. One more specific balance pose. We've been doing a lot of eagle pose this month. One more here. Go into your chair sit. I'm going to bring arms as high as the shoulders and then cross the right leg over the left and decide to squeeze the ankle in against the calf or behind the calf, and then add the arms, right elbow under, hold the shoulders or the hands. This entry usually makes us tilt a little forward. Try to then push head and shoulders a little bit back. Ooh, I'm feeling wobbly. Release the leg first, and then the arms. Exhale, sit, chair pose. Add left leg over the right leg. Keep going. Left arm under the right. Come out of the pose. Stand at the very top of your yoga mat. Lift the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, fold it back in. Make all 10 fingers touch the ground, and again, straighten the legs as much as they will go, keeping those fingers down. We'll have a few check-ins with this forward fold today. Okay, right foot stays forward. Step the left foot back into your low lunge. Things we've already done. Take the right hand up to the sky and a bit of a twist here. As you come out of the twist, take both hands to your front thigh. Keep leaning forward like you just were. And now the twist goes a little deeper, palms together, left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. So you have to hold on to all that you were doing prior, just without that bottom hand to help stabilize. Just 2 points now. And then as you come out of the twist, place both hands to the inside of your foot. And start to go down to the palms, go a little lower, bend the elbows, maybe even all the way down to the forearms. If you're working with a yoga block and need a little room in between the mat and your arms, that could go forearms under the block. Try to keep the back knee lifted. My tendency is to want to look at the back leg here. That gives us quite a rounding in the upper back. Try your best to look forward rather than down, rather than back. Gets us into the hips and a length of the spine. Crawl back up to the hands. And step the back foot all the way forward, front end of the mat. Again, Uttanasana, make the legs as straight as they'll go, keeping all 10 fingers on the ground. And weight should be a little more forward in the toes here. You don't want to lean back into the heels. More forward. Okay, second side, keep the left foot forward, step the right foot back. Take it into the lunge, the twist, left arm up to the sky. So here, knowing that you've got the bottom hand off of the ground for the next pose, you can play with keeping that weight a little higher in the legs and belly. And then adjust, left hand back down, and then walk it up to your front thigh. Squeeze in the hips, the glutes. Take the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Palms together, point the left elbow to the sky. Gently untwist. Place both hands to the inside of your left foot. You can always heel toe the left foot a little more to the side to give you some room. Go to flat palms, bend the elbows. Make your way to forearm lunge. Forearms to the ground or maybe underneath the yoga block. Again, try to keep that back knee lifted and look more forward rather than back. Okay, let's come back up to the hands. I don't know about you guys, I can feel that imbalance on that side. Step it all the way forward, right foot to the left. Half lift, hands to thighs, shins, or the ground. It's not always like the lowest that you can do. It's what's gonna feel best at that particular moment. And then forward fold. Stand and reach both arms to the sky. Bring palms together, center of the chest. Okay, let's shift to a wide-legged series. So take the length of your yoga mat. Legs wide. Point the toes straight ahead, the heels straight back. Extend the arms out in either direction, big star. Just triangle pose here. Turn the right toes out. Reach as far as you can to the right side. And then lower the right hand down and the left arm up to the sky. The right hand, as always, along your leg, a floor, or a block. Stay lifted enough that you feel powerful in the hips and belly as you rotate across the shoulders. Try to look up. Next inhale, stand all the way up. Stay on this side, bend the knee for warrior two. My warrior two is just a little bit longer than the stance of triangle pose. If that's the same for you, you can kind of heel toe out through the back foot. Doesn't have to be just one breath to get you there. Kind of find some movement, whatever works, and then settle in. We're looking towards a 90-degree angle from inner thigh to inner knee, and then knee straight down over the ankle. Be soft across your shoulders, out to the fingertips. Change to side angle, elbow to the knee, reach the top arm, palm down overhead. You could go lower here, hand to the ground or a block instead of elbow to thigh. Use the top hand to help you with the effort to stand back upright. Warrior two. Straighten the legs and turn the toes parallel to one another. Wide-legged forward fold before we go to the other side here. Take the hands down to the floor. Reach the head towards the ground. Prasarita Padottanasana. Same as the forward fold, when our feet are closer together, we still want a little more weight in the toes, less in the heels. And to safely come out of the pose, I like a nice bend in the knees, hands on the thighs, help you to come all the way up. Extend the arms back out and turn the left toes out. So this is triangle pose. If you'd gotten and stayed in that wider stance, bring it in a little bit. Hinge from the hip, reach as far as you can to the left, and then change the arms. If you're using the bottom leg to rest your hand. It's actually not a rest. I want you to really use the grip of the hand to push into the leg so you feel as though you're able to lift and open out of it. All right, inhale, come upright. Take the arms back out. Bend the front knee. Adjust. Most traditional stance here would be heel lining up with the middle of your back foot. I find I usually guide more heel to heel to get just a little bit more ease in the opening. Change from warrior two to side angle pose. So it's that elbow to knee. Give it that placement first. Palm down overhead. Reach, reach, reach. And then again, you can go lower. Fingertips towards the ground. Some days it works, some days it doesn't. Some sides it does, some sides it doesn't. Just see what's going on today. Inhale, come back upright. Again, straighten both legs. Turn the toes parallel to one another. Go for wide-legged forward fold a second time. Do at least one thing different in this wide-legged forward fold. Maybe hold on to your ankles. Point the knees out, the elbows out to the side to help draw you down and a little bit in on the upper body. Other differences might be just threading the arms more into the legs. Or a little softer entry would be hands staying out under the line of the shoulders. And again, safely come out of the pose. Nice bend in the knees. Take the hands to the thighs to come all the way up and heel toe the feet in. A little shake. Okay, let's visit the front of our mat again. Put a bit of that together in a flow. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Keep right foot forward, step the left foot back. Hands to your front thigh. And add your twist, left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Inhale, come out of the twist. Keep palms together. Lift your torso upright. Slowly rotate your back heel down. And then open your torso, open the arms for warrior two. Side angle, let's stay elbow up on the knee rather than trying to go low here. Palm overhead. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. Exhale, side angle. One more time, inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Stay right here in side angle pose. Instead of left arm overhead, take it up towards the sky. So not as far as a reach. Now, change to triangle pose. Straighten the right arm, straighten the right leg. Rebend the right knee. Kind of cartwheel the arms around the front foot into your low lunge. Step back to plank. Down to the mat. Peel the chest up for cobra and do just cobra. So thighs down, bigger back bend expression here. One more breath in cobra. Lower it all the way through and go to downward facing dog. Step the left foot forward into your low lunge. Bring the hands up to your thigh And then add the twist, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. So we're in our twisted lunge here. On an inhale, untwist, bring your torso upright. So I really find this the trickiest part. We want to stay pretty lifted in the hips and legs to rotate the back heel down so we're not grinding into the joint. We're a little lifted from it. And then go lower in the legs as you extend the arms out. And we change, elbow to knee, top arm palm down overhead. Flow with your breath here. Inhale, lift up. Warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Once more, inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Stay here. Bring the right arm straight up towards the sky. Left arm hovering right in front of the left leg. And then from straighten the legs and core, straighten the left leg. Triangle pose. Just a couple of breaths. And then rebend the left knee. Lower the right hand down, kind of cartwheel to either side of that front foot. Step back to plank. Again, a little exaggeration in the cobra pose here. Press down a lot through the hands and feet. Peel the chest up, belly up. Most of the front of the pelvis up, but keep your thighs down. Squeeze the elbows in towards the side. Think shrug shoulders up and back behind you to help the shoulder blades squeeze in. All of that support. And then lower it. Change to downward facing dog. From down dog, side plank, balance on your right hand, the outside edge of your right foot. Stack the feet and take your left arm up to the sky. If you would like a different flair, different variation of this pose, go for it. Maybe a challenge of the lifted leg. Perhaps it's time to take bottom knee down on the ground to give yourself a little extra stabilization. And then come back, both hands, both feet to the mat and down dog. Side plank, second side. You do want the left wrist to be a little bit of an angle from the shoulder. So you've got to keep that long stride. It's why I come into the pose from down dog rather than from plank. And open up to side plank. My favorite variation is often step the right foot forward here, like that kickstand to get the great IT band stretch, the outer hip of the right leg. And then everyone back to down dog. Pigeon pose, bring the right knee behind the right wrist. Heel towards the left hip. Walk the left thigh back until most of it's on the ground. Come down to the forearms, down to the forehead if you prefer. Here's that slowing down, softening, time to check in again. What words, what feelings are coming up as we start to close down the practice. Walk it back up to your hands. Change sides. Left knee behind the left wrist, heel towards the right hip, walk the right leg back. Try to keep the weight pretty balanced. As always, good option instead of pigeon would be to lie on your back and do a figure 4 shape in the legs. Targets the same muscle group, often a little easier on the joints. Out of the second side, come up to the hands and let yourself just fall onto the left hip. Swing both legs to the front. Extend the legs straight, flex the feet, toes, knees up to the sky. Imagine this being quite the same as our standing forward fold. We want the length from the hips all the way up through the top of the head. We can have a little bend behind the knees, just like you might do in a standing forward fold. And then try to take and tack down belly, chest to your thighs. Reach the hands more out towards the feet. As you go deeper, perhaps a little straighter in the legs, but try to keep that pressure of the belly and torso, chest, right against or very close to the thighs. That's how this pose opens a little bit more. I'll start to feel it as a stretch in the upper back as well with that much concentration. Walk your hands back towards the line of the hips to help anchor as you lift the torso upright. We'll change to lie down onto the mat, pull the knees in. Nice strong squeeze. Close your eyes, just take in the breath. Maybe a little bit of a rock from side to side. Add in any last little bits of unwinding movement that would feel good for you. Happy baby, a bridge pose, a supine twist, whatever it might be. And from that unwinding, our final relaxation pose, find your Shavasana. You can lie back on your side, take a seat, wherever you're going to find a little stillness and release. Most yogis would say Shavasana here is that let it go, let it be, versus a meditation, maybe more of a one-pointed focus in meditation. Here you're just trying to release, let it go. As you're ready, create a little bit of movement back into the fingers and toes. Movement and breath working with each other. And take your time to come all the way back to a seated position. As you come to a seat, bring palms together and thumbs to the sternum. As a way of offering so much gratitude for this time spent on the mat and how it helps us throughout the day. I'll offer the sound of Om. You're welcome to sing along with me, to listen, to tune it out. Here we are, empty out the breath. Take a deep breath in. Again, bowing in full gratitude to yourself, each other, this practice. Namaste. Thank you. All right. Lovely to see you all this